There are a variety of relationships that occur between species all over the world. In nature, no organism lives its life in complete isolation. They must interact with other organisms and their environment in some matters. One type of relationship that has been classified by biologists and ecologists is amensalism. Amensalism is any relationship between organisms of different species in which one organism is inhibited or destroyed while the other organism remains unaffected. There are two basic types of amensalism: competition and antibiosis. In competition, a larger or more powerful organism excludes another organism from its source of shelter or food. In antibiosis, one organism secretes a chemical that kills the other organism, while the one that secreted the chemical is unharmed.
Two examples of antibiosis amensalism are provided by the bread mold Penicillium and the black walnut tree. You probably do not like to think about it, but many types of bacteria and fungi are perfectly capable of growing on bread under the right condition. The bread mold Penicillium commonly grows on any bread that has passed its shelf life. This mold is capable of producing penicillium, which destroys many of the forms of bacteria that would also like to grow on the bread. It is this understanding of the bacteria-killing properties of the penicillium that led to the use of it as an antibiotic medicine. The penicillium does not benefit from the death of the other bacteria, making this an example of antibiosis amensalism.
Large, towering black walnut trees can be found growing in many areas of the United States. If you ever been around walnut tree or have it in your yard, you may have noticed that there is no grass growing under the trees. This is because they have evolved to secrete a chemical known as juglone. This chemical acts as a natural plant and weed killer and kills most plants living in the root down of the walnut trees. Since the plants are prohibited from living under the tree and the walnut trees do not really benefit in any way, this is a perfect example of amensalism.
Common examples of competition amensalism includes cattle trails and forest growth. If you ever work on a farm or ranch, you may have seen cattle trails. These are paths that cows walk when they are moving from one place to another as a group. It's not uncommon to see 20 or 30 cows walking on a line down the paths. These trails will be worn down to the paths with no plant grows because they are frequently traveled by herds. These paths serve as an example of competition-based amensalism because the presence of the large group of cattle moving through inhibits and destroys plant life that would normally grow well in the space. We all know that plants need light in order to survive. Light allows them to complete the process of photosynthesis to attain energy. In dense forests all around the world, amensalism takes place frequently as large trees tower over shorter plants, stealing most or all of the sunlight. When the trees get so large that hardly any light reaches the forest floor, they inhibit the growth or cause the death of many plants. This makes them an example of competition amensalism.
Give it to me, I'm worth it. Baby, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. Give me, I'm worth it. Give it to me, I'm worth it. Baby, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. Give me, I'm worth it.
Okay, I tell her bring it back like she loves some. Bring it back like she loves some. In the club with the lights off, but you acting shy for. Come and show me that you're with it, with it, with it, with it, with it. Stop playing now, you know that I'm with it. What you acting shy for?
Just give me you, just give me you, just give me you. That's all I wanna do. And if what they say is true,